Okay. So recently, Tom developed the Global Dream Leaders Youth Service and Leadership Program, an innovative approach to poverty and disability, which has attracted such partners as, you might have heard of some of these organizations, the United Nations, World Bank, Kin Global, we just heard from, of course. He's also the author of the critically acclaimed book, Kiss of a Dolphin, and he's a children's advocate. He is a former attorney, had his own practice and left it to pursue his passion, and he's also a noted speaker. Sitting next to Tom is Wing Lam. Wing came out of San Diego State University, which is right down the street from me. I live in San Diego as well. Now his family moved from China to Brazil in 1958, and your father opened one of the first Chinese restaurants in the country of Brazil. And in 1975, the family moved here to Orange County. They opened the Shanghai Pine Garden restaurant on Balboa Island. And once you guys moved out here, the way I understand it and the way your bio reads, tell me if I'm wrong, is that you guys started surfing, you and your brothers. And as they would go down for surfing trips down to Mexico, they would eat these great tacos on the roadside stands. And they thought, hey, maybe we can bring this to Southern California. And they did that blend of the classic kind of Mexican taco with your Brazilian and Chinese influences, and formed the company, it's iconic here in Southern California, Wahoo's Fish Taco. So Wing is one of the founders of Wahoo, and thank you for being here. Sitting next to him is Randy Barth. Randy this guy has, you can tell from his story, which he shared a little bit of with me the other day, and also by, of course, what he does, that he has an intense dedication to making the world a better place, which, you know, has become a bit of a cliche for a lot of people, but certainly not for anybody on this panel, and certainly not for Randy. For the past 11 years, he's focused his skills and expertise on improving environments and opportunities for children. So we have at least 2 children's advocates on this panel. He has been involved in the Shalimar Learning and Teen Center in a gang-infested neighborhood of Costa Mesa, and is currently the CEO of Think Together, which is a 501c3 public benefit corporation which provides after-school services. And from what I understand, has experienced, to call it explosive growth, and this is not an exaggeration, to call it explosive growth would be an understatement. So he's doing some tremendous things in his community. Jason Jenkins, next to him, another fellow San Diegan, is a visionary entrepreneur who incorporates a giving back philosophy in his business and in his life in some very specific ways. As the CEO of Jenkins Wealth Management, in 2009 he was selected as a 5-star wealth manager by San Diego Magazine, which was the second time he got that honor. In 2005 he became the CEO and Vice President of the Board of Directors of the International Institute for Human Factor Development, Inc., which is a nonprofit company which, among other things, has built the Human Factor Leadership Academy in Akachi, did I say that right?
Akachi.
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 Ghana,
that was good.
Africa. You know, it's yeah,
that's all right.
All right. I didn't do the phonetic pronunciation like Glenn said I should. And he was instrumental, personally instrumental, of course, along with several other people on the team, in securing the grounds, getting the buildings ready, and preparing for the opening of the school, which was just in the fall of '09, and he just returned from Africa, and I saw some pictures and they were really cool. And he's also the CEO and recently started a company called Cosworth Insurance, which is one of the sponsors of the event today. They have a very innovative, potentially world-changing business model in that they give 10 to 30% of the company's profits to, the customers?
Yeah, the customer gets to choose
of choice.
The choice. So yeah. So
you pay a premium and say give 10% of your profits to the charity that I designate. And on the end, Mark Van Ness. This guy is the embodiment of sustainable social enterprise, and I'm going to prove that to you. He's not only an investor in the area, he's the founder and former CEO of Sperry Van Ness. Where'd you get the name? Oh, okay.
Come up with it.
Commercial real estate advisors. Since 1987, when the company was founded, they've grown to provide opportunities for staff of over 1,400 people in 37 states, several billions of dollars in annual sales, but his passion really lies, it appears, in this whole idea of corporate social responsibility. And we know that not only by what he's done with his own company, but also by the boards that he serves on, the foundations he's a part of. He founded the Sperry Van Ness Legacy Foundation, which finances social enterprises throughout the U.S. and abroad. And he's also very active in YPO, Young Presidents Organization, where he has founded the Corporate Social Responsibility Network at YPO, co-founded the Strategic Philanthropy Network in YPO, the Economic Development Network in YPO, and was a charter member of the Microfinance Action Forum and the Peace Action Network. He's also serves as vice chair of all YPO, WPO social enterprise networks internationally. Breathe. We have an incredible panel. Their stories go much deeper than that, obviously. But I've asked each of you guys to start with just share with us a couple of minutes on your perspective on legacy versus leaving a mark, which implies that there is a difference between the two. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't, but we're curious to hear what you have to say. Tom, you want to take it first?
I'd say the first is that you're smart if you do both. And if you don't, if you're in the for-profit and you do not make your mark, then you won't have customers that will purchase your product. And if you don't, then you'll go out of business. And there'll be no legacy there. So you have to be conscious of the fact, especially in nonprofit, you have to make your mark. You have to make your mark through innovation. You have to make your mark by doing something that the next nonprofit either isn't doing or that you can do better. Or you won't attract the support that you need to sustain your nonprofit. So you really need to do both. You need to make your mark, although that's kind of selfish. Because if you do not think of leaving a legacy, then you're not living your life and living your organization for future generations. That's the most important of all, whether it's for-profit or nonprofit. If you are not doing that, you are not making a contribution. And if you're not making a contribution, at least the way I see it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you must, I believe, run your organization and run your life in such a way that your impact won't be felt until long after you're gone.
Great, thank you.
Well, I'm still, I think, one of the few working guys that does both. So, one of the things that I guess, you know, in thinking about the question is, would I rather be known as, quote unquote, the best fish taco, whatever I did in my life in the business, or for the work that I've done in the community? So I've managed to basically start, basically from almost 21 years ago, helping the high school, and from that it's pretty much involved almost every nonprofit that I can think of in Southern California. Because before there was a term called cause marketing, I just figured it was, you know, if you made money and you could help somebody, that's something that you should do. I never really thought of it, and I was just busy building my business, but as we made money, you know, I just thought, hey, maybe we have a little extra, we can help somebody else. So I've donated money and I chased money. Because one of the biggest things that I found is some of the biggest nonprofits that I'm involved with, whether it's the Alzheimer's, the MDA, CF, I mean, I can name every acronym under the sun, is I look at some of these companies, I call them, even though they're nonprofits, I'm not really sure